What's next for Ezekiel Elliott now that Tony Pollard has joined the Cowboys? Once the Dallas Cowboys placed Tony Pollard on the franchise tag for $10.091 million on Monday, all eyes turned to teammate running back Ezekiel Elliott. Howdy Cowboys! Don't miss any Dallas Cowboys latest news. Subscribe to our channel now. My name is Marco Viedo, and this is Dallas Cowboys Today's News.
Play smarter on stake.
Elliott will count $16.4 million against the salary limit, with a non-guaranteed base salary of $10.4 million. The Cowboys might push for Elliott to accept a substantial salary cut, but it's worth noting that they didn't offer pay cuts to linebacker DeMarcus Ware or receiver Dez Bryant before dismissing both players. Owner and general manager Jerry Jones was not ready to announce Elliott had reached the end of his career with the Cowboys late last week at the NFL Scouting Combine. Elliott's knee ailment, he said, restricted him for much of the season, contributing to his career-low 876 yards. "If I could replicate the feeling that I had before Pollard got hurt and the feeling with Zeke, I'd dial it right now," Jones said. "That very feeling. I would not try to improve upon that right now." Pollard ranked fourth among running backs in yards per touch, with 5.9 in the last year. According to ESPN Stats and Information, Elliott was last with 3.9. The Cowboys committed $20.6 million to their running back room last year. With Pollard on the market, that figure rises to $27.68 million in 2023. That sum does not make financial sense in a salary cap league where the value of running backs has declined. Elliott's release would save the Cowboys $4.86 million. They would save $10.9 million if they made him a post-June 1 cut. Pollard would prefer to sign a multi-year contract with the Cowboys. With the tag in place, they have until July 17 to do it, otherwise he would be counted against the cap for $10.09 million. They are also unconcerned about the surgery he underwent to repair the high ankle sprain he suffered in the playoff defeat to the San Francisco 49ers. "I feel very confident that he can have the kind of recovery that will not minimize or impact how he plays," Jones said. When quarterback Dak Prescott sustained a complex fracture and dislocation of his right ankle in 2020, the Cowboys placed him on injured reserve before signing him to a 4-year, $160 million contract. It's not just a Cowboy phenomenon. According to ESPN Stats and Information, receiver Chris Godwin, offensive tackle Cam Robinson, receiver A.J. Green, and guard Brandon Scherff were all assigned the franchise tag after suffering injuries the previous season. Dalton Schultz, tight end. It would have cost the Cowboys $13 million to deploy the franchise tag on him for a second consecutive year. Last year, the Cowboys offered him a multi-year contract for $12 million a season. Schultz is a hard worker. He completed 2022 with 57 catches for 577 yards and 5 touchdowns, joining Travis Kelce, Chiefs, Mark Andrews, Ravens, and T.J. Hawkinson, Lions and Vikings, as the only tight ends with 50 or more catches for 500 yards or more in each of the previous 3 seasons. Since 2020, he is tied for third among tight ends in forced missed tackles, 6th in yards after contact and 10th in yards after the catch. He's been a steady presence for Prescott. But, as free agency approaches, there does not appear to be much movement for a long-term agreement. The Cowboys did not meet with his agent at the Combine, and this is widely regarded as one of the better tight end picks in recent memory. In addition, the Cowboys feel Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot are ready for greater roles following strong rookie seasons, while Sean McKeon is under contract. Actually, the signals coming out of Indianapolis regarding most of the Cowboys' pending free agents are that the franchise wants the players to see their markets before returning to the Cowboys to see if they will match. Not all of them, but most. Even if the Cowboys wanted to keep any of them, they would need to make some salary cap space. According to roster management, with the Pollard deal now counted against the limit, they are nearly $20 million above the $225 million ceiling. They can modify Prescott's deal, potentially freeing up to $22 million. A Prescott extension would create more opportunities, but that won't happen until next week. Elliott might save money if he is laid off or takes a wage cut. They can restructure wide receiver Michael Gallup's deal and save nearly $7 million in cap space. They may save roughly $18 million by renegotiating the contracts of defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence and guard Zach Martin. Space won't be the issue. The issue is the Cowboys' desire to create that space and chew into future years when they need money for WR/CD Lamb, CB Trayvon Diggs, C Tyler Biadasz, LB Micah Parsons, and others. Pollard is the initial component. The question of whether Elliott might be the second is very different. What's your opinion? Put it in the comments. It is very important to the Dallas Cowboys nation. Stay tuned.